Jai Hind everyone. I am Amit Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. So today's topic is design process in human-computer interaction. As you know that when we interact with the system, some design layout will we interact in through the design layout. So as you know that when any user interact with the system, this system is designed by the designer. The designer follows some guidelines, and this one is known as design processes. So the outline of today's lecture is what is human computer interactions. The second one, what is interaction processes, design process, principle of interaction design processes, then design thinking process, 5 stages of interaction design process, basic activities of interaction design, design methodology of interactive design. So we cover one by one all this point. So first one, what is human computer interaction? As you know that this one is a multidisciplinary field where a user interact with the system. Suppose you want a ticket from the metro station. Then you go to the metro station, a screen is there, you interact with some keywords or a point or icon and find out the ticket. So interact with the system. So human computer interaction is nothing but it is a medium to interact with the system. So through the easiness, through the usability point of view, that one is a very important to understand the term human computer interaction. So what is interaction design processes? When a designer create a design or solve any problem, that means suppose that users have some objective and designer design it and create a layout, design layout. So certain steps he follow from the when he involved in a design process. So this one is known as interaction design process. So interaction design process is what designer use to create solutions centered user need. Centered user need, that means we focus on the all about the user's need, all our user's requirement only. So this one is nothing but it's a problem solving processes where the designer select one by one stages. So this one is all about the interaction design processes. So next one is principle of design interaction design. Principle of interaction design, that means here some design principle, interaction design principles. The first one is goal driven design. Second one is usability and learnability. Third one is user feedback. Fourth one, visual design and aesthetics. Fifth one, interactivity and functionality. The last one, context and environment. So one by one we can elaborate it. So you can see here goal driven design, that means user have some objective and this objective is done by the software and designer achieve this goal by the design aspect. This one is come under the design, goal driven design. So this one is one of the key principle of interaction design is to design for the goal of the users. users have to different need and motivation and expectations. That means user have some requirement and that is filled by the designer to create and relevant, useful and satisfy the user's experience. Therefore, user design a such type of a design where users fulfill their needs. So this all about the goal driven design. The next one is usability and learnability. So design a such type of a manner, designer choose when he create a design that is very easy to use. Easy to use, that means operational functionality is very effective, efficient and error free. As well as here learnability. Learnability, that means when users operate with the system, there were a need of the training. So very less training are required or no one requirement of the training. So use this type of a design layout where very less training is required by the user sides. So remember this, easy to use, efficient, effective and error-free design. And the second one is learnability. Learnability, that means easy to learn, remember and understand. So user can interact with the system very easily without any hurdles. So this one is a usability and learnability. The third one is user feedback and testing. User feedback and testing, that means users validate the assumptions and hypotheses and decisions that interact the designer make about the user's goal. So when the designer meet the objective of the users use it and give a feedback. Feedback, this one is correct or not. Validate, yes, I am satisfied with this layout. Testing part is there. There were a number of testing involved when we test the design. So we use the unit testing, system testing, integration testing, alpha testing, beta testing. So test part is there. Visual design and aesthetics. Visual design, that means appeal, visual appeal, feel good. So appearance, style and mood of the product, of our services, as well as the use of color, shape, font, image, icons, animation and transaction. So we use color, font size, icons, animations, figure. With the help of these things, we can design a good layout. So appearance is all about the design aspect. So designer create a such type of a design that is very attractive. User feel this one is very eye-catching. This one is very not boring. So we use this type of a font or colors. The next one, interactive and functionality. So interactive and functionality, that means when we interact with the icon, some action perform immediately and some responses is also there. Suppose that if we want to copy from one location to another location, a process is defined by the design by the system, or we can see this process is going on, or maybe in a percentage we can also see that. So interactiveness is there and functionality, that means all the operations are performed very well. So these are the interactive and functionality. So user feel control over the system with the help of design, interactive design. Context and environment, that means social, physical, cultural and temporal factor effect of the user's interaction. Suppose that before COVID-19 we validate the person with the thumb impression, but after COVID the environment change. We validate with the help of the face recognition, or some speech is there. So according to the situation, designer can change the modules. So this one is a very important here. So context and environment refer to the user can change his input or interaction medium. So next one is design thinking. Here the 5 stages of design thinking. The first one is emphasize. Emphasize is nothing but when we collect all the requirement from the client side, we research on that. Designer collect all the information from the client side and find out a higher quality product. For the create a higher quality of the product, he research on that a particular topic or a project. Define. After finalizing the research, he define a layout, a brilliant layout for the client or stakeholders. So this one is a come under the define. Ideate, that means challenges is there, some assumptions is there. Then according to the accept all challenges and find out a solution for the client, and or maybe more idea can become for the designer side. So that there will a collaboration for the to provide the services to the client. And prototyping, when define a layout, then this will be create as a prototype model, and this prototype model is satisfied checked by the users end, and when the users is satisfied, then our prototype is built. Otherwise, if the user is not satisfied, then user can update something, so designer can update it, and then find the final prototype model. The next one is test, and that means validate the things through the certain parameters. We test our design. After the design and coding, we test the software for the client side as well as the user side, both side. The next one, 5 stages of the design processes. So this here we can see that the first one is we find the user's need, then analyze it, then design it. Design it, that means start the prototyping. 4th one is prototyping, and final 5th one is implement and deploy what you have built. Implement and deploy what you have to build. These are the 5 stages. So one by one we can understand. Find the user's need. That means a meeting is there, product manager and a client. Observe the pupil, that means observe all the requirement of the client. Interview of the pupil, that means there were a meeting, and during the meeting all the requirement are collected by the designer or a designer teams. If we collect all the requirement from the user side, observe it, then examine existing solution. Maybe we have a number of solutions of this, and we analyze it, examine it, and then after the research we find a new solutions or maybe any additions. So examine existing solution and we create a new type of a project. Do analyze to sort and order your findings so that make sense. So you collect all the information from all the requirement from the first one and analyze it. Analysis, that means this one may be feasible or not. This one may be makes sense. That means this one is feasible or not. And collect in a order. A simple make a story as a user side. User go to the certain place and interact with the system and what is in it he demand. So create a narration, create a story for this one, and after analyze we have some generalized design process. So this process is break down into the number of sub steps. So this one narrative story, how someone uses a system. Suppose that we go to the I go to the bank and withdraw some money. So the online transaction, with the help of online transaction, we go to the our account and withdraw something. So this type of interaction we need. So analyze it, narrate a story, then break down the whole process in a subsystem. So breaking down in a sub steps. The third one is design a potential solution according to the design guideline and fundamental design principle. According to the principle, we create a design layout for particular story. After finalizing a design, a prototype is created. This one start a prototyping. This prototype model is evaluated by the user. If a user is not satisfied this prototype, again update it. This one is a looping process. If the user is satisfied this prototyping, then code it, and after the testing deploy and what you have to build. So implementation is a part of code and test. This one is nothing. This is a part of code and test and deployment. Deploy to the client. So these are the 5 stages of the Interact design process. The first one is collect the need. Second one is analyze it. Third one is fundamental design principle. According to that fundamental design principle, create a design. Start a prototyping. If the user is satisfied with this prototype, then code and test and deployment. So this one is all about the design process. So this one is a pictorial representation of the processes. This one is the step first. Users need. This one is under the user need. Collect the requirement here. Analyze it. After analysis, design with the help of several guidelines. This design is converted into the prototype. Prototype is evaluated by the users. If evaluation is success, then go to the implementation part. If any updation required, then analyze it, then again design it. So this one is a looping process. If the user is satisfied or a client is satisfied, then this one is converted into the implementation and deployment part. So code, test and deployment. Maybe maintenance and updation part is come into in SDLC model. But here this one is the process of design. So this is here general flow diagram. Already the stage first, users need, what are users want, what are all the requirement collected by the client side. Analysis part is there, analysis, feasibility analysis, cost analysis, and we can say that all type of analysis we done in this part. After analysis we design it. Design, that means create a design layout according to the SCI principles. Then create a prototype. Prototype is tested by the user. If user is not satisfied, we create another prototype according to the user. If any updations suggested by the user side, then we create accordingly. Then if user is satisfied, then prototype model is code, implement, coding, testing and deployment. So this one is design process. Here requirement analysis, that means we check the requirement analysis. Requirement analysis, that means we collect the user's profile. Which type of a user's profile have. User task analysis. During the interview of the client, we analyze his all the requirement. Platform constraints, that means which type of a software we need, which type of a system demanded by the client side. So come under this side, this one. And usability and design principle, this come under the analysis. Which type of a user principle we have. Basic activity of interaction design. Basic activities of the interaction design, that means identifying the requirement. This one is correct or not. This one is feasible or not. Building alternative design. If any alternative design process is possible, then we create a alternative to and give to the users and give any suggestions. Deploying interactive versions of the design. If any subversion or any other version of this product may be designed, then done by the designer side. And evaluate it. Evaluate, that means test part is there. Test part is complete by the testing and feedback from the user side. After the finalizing the product or a deployment, user give the feedback, and this feedback is come under the evaluating design. Design methodology of interactive design process. Interactive design process methodology. So one by one we can understand. Activities theory. Activities theory is nothing. This is an SCI method to describe a framework where HCI take place. So activities theory provide the reasoning analytic tool and interaction design. So activities theory, that means to the icon, with the help of icon or an image, we can click on this icon and image and interact with this. So through this process we can create a design. So this design is based on the SCI descriptions only. User-centered design. User-centered design, that means you according to the user's need, or we focused total focused on the requirement as a user's need. If any icon designed by the users said that this one is a rectangle shape or this one is a circle shape icon, so we create this type of a layout. Principles of user interface design. So tolerance, simplicity, visibility, affordance, consistency, and so number of principles we have. The one is consistency. Consistency, that means similar icons, similar things are used in whole project. So simplicity is there. Simplicity, that there is meant simple design layout. So we use a such type of a design methodology. There we use the principle of GUI. The next one is value sensitivity design. This method is used to developing the technology and includes 3 types of studies: conceptual, empirical, and technical. So this one, the activities theory, user central design, principle of user interface design, and value sensitive design. These are some methodology used in interactive design process. So all about this process, design processes, and thank you.